This is study number 7 from Fernando Sor's Op.60, and follow the lesson for free, but if you're interested, I do have an edition of all 25 etudes or studies in Op.60, and they kind of range from pretty easy in the early ones, and then the bulk of them in majority, and then a few ones that get to late intermediate or early advanced. So far, up to number 7, it's been pretty minimal in the requirements of the playing. And this one kind of continues to introduce just a little bit of increased activity in the texture and a few things to look at, but nothing tricky in terms of like left-hand shapes. It's all in first position and pretty basic chord shapes overall. But there's a little bit of more, like I said, more increased activity in the texture. So just more things to talk about, more things to think about, and it's a little bit longer of a piece. We don't have to talk about the left-hand fingering very much. My edition has all the fingering in there, and it's pretty straightforward anyhow, so there won't be too much to point out in that regard. We'll talk a little bit about right-hand fingering, and then just how to navigate some of these textures. So the first thing that comes up, though, is definitely a little right-hand fingering thing, because once we've done that, we've kind of run out of fingers. So the question is what fingers to use. When I'm teaching this piece, I often use what I did in the performance there. I went P, I, M, I, M, I, and then continue on. So, but there's other options. So that's an easy option because students can just think P, I, M, I, M. It's an easy switch. You've done those fingers a lot before, and it doesn't feel that awkward or weird. The other option would be to sweep the thumb with a light rest stroke. Thumb, thumb, I, M, A, M. That way on the upper strings you can just use I, M, and A on those upper strings, and that keeps that kind of traditional arpeggio pattern intact, but you're just doing a light rest stroke with the thumb on the first note. So light rest stroke, the 4th string. Then onward, use your thumb on the G there, and I use A. I actually slur this figure, but it's not slurred in the original, so you can feel free to play them or slur them. Depends on your tempo. At slower tempos, I don't think a slur is necessary. With faster tempos, it kind of keeps it a little crisp and super legato. So like there, because there's a leap in terms of notation between the B and the F, I use A, and I do play that C with a finger. So M, A, I, and then you're back to this. One reason I used IM for the arpeggio at the beginning is because at bar 5, when you have a similar arpeggio, I do the IM cross instead of the thumb sweep, so you can use it in both occasions, making it a little bit more consistent. I use A, I, M, and those downstem Gs with your thumb, right? In this next little section here, I try to bring out the first note of each bar. And in general, in this piece, I don't really feel 1, 2, 3. I really do feel just like 1, 2, 1. You know, actually just one beat per bar. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. If you're feeling every single beat, it's a little bit notey. And in this section here, I really just feel like the melody is actually just the first note, like F, E, D, C, F, E, D, C, F, E, and then you have a little bit of bass activity at the end. So lots of notes in there, but like I would just bring out that first note of each bar. F, E, D, D, C. And then the bass gets activated. And you just alternate your IM fingers on the top voice and keep your thumb on all those down stems on the last line there. Then he really switches pace for the second half. I primarily play this all with thumb and eye finger. Just keep it super simple. And when you have an arpeggio, just arpeggiate, of course. But I use my fourth finger on the B flat and the F there at the end because the C just ends up sustaining a lot with the third finger. A little bit of a stately thing with the dotted rhythm there. On that C there, you could go like M, A, P. I think I use my thumb though, just to keep it consistent, but it doesn't matter a lot in that particular section. One funny thing is in the second half here, in bar, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, in bar 17 there, for some reason, in that section, he starts it off without continuing the 16th notes. But later on, when he has the same figure, he does keep the 16th notes running. Maybe it's a copy error in the original publication, maybe not. I don't think it really matters too much. If you like to just play 16th notes at the beginning there, by all means do so. And then you're just doing a da capo back to the beginning and playing to the fine. So it's just like a more active texture. There's a more variety in the texture. And getting through it, the whole thing, fairly cleanly is a little bit more of a challenge, but nothing particularly awkward either. So you just work out your fingerings, pick something that you're comfortable with, and go from there. And then the next few studies don't really increase in difficulty too much, not until number 9. So next we'll do number 8, which is just a little bit more full chord shapes in the left hand.